previously in the dungeon of the Mad Mage. The final...
It's the final countdown.
The party finally got back together, reconvened about their plans. Matashtai still needed to search for his artifacts in the dungeon below, but having recently acquired one, assumed that the next would be a ways down. Ashes still sought to gain experience and to find his mentor, Borden, but knew that that would likely be further below as well. Ezrah had received information from the Harpers, with a good lead on a potential next target for the party. But first, Bones had a request. The Tabaxi wanted to transplant the Skull Takers from the temple complex on the Sargoth level to the heart of the mountain on the Lost level. Even in a perfect situation, it would probably be a bit of an undertaking. So, Bones proposed to head down to the 3rd level, speak with the Skull Takers, then blaze a trail down to the 6th level without using portals. While in the 6th level, the party would secure the location and then use a portal to return above, gather the Skull Takers, and make the journey a second time. Then,
Like portals.
the party would be poised to progress further in the dungeon with a potential rallying point in quick reach. The party agreed that this would be a good idea, and after handling a few errands, made their way to the Yawning Portal. There, Durnan delivered a reward that had been left for them from Volothamp, for the party's locating and reporting on the Alabaster Throne, an elven longbow named Wolfsbane that enchanted any arrow fired from it to be silvered. With this new weapon in tow, the party headed below. Their journey through the 1st level was relatively uneventful, until they came to the territory of the Two Heads, only to find the goblin tribe slaughtered. The signs pointed to a diverse delivery in death, and the party agreed it was likely other adventurers. Some of the party were somewhat saddened by the loss of the tribe, but generally speaking, it seemed like a minor thing. Minor, that is, until the party ventured to the 2nd level and found the Tall Market in ruins. Every goblin dead. Bones, overcome with concern for the Skull Takers, bolted into action, setting a grueling pace through the rest of the arcane chambers, down into the 3rd level of the dungeon. Along the way, the party found more and more butchered goblins. Panic mounting, Bones and Matashtai rushed into the temple complex, Ezrah and Ashes a few moments behind. There they found the Skull Takers, exhausted from rigorous training with the Legion, but otherwise unharmed. Bones began telling Pibble and Groin about the danger, but the pair were already aware. They introduced a group of refugees, 4 goblins and 2 bears, one of a bug and one of an owl variety. From the refugees, the party was able to get a more complete picture of what had happened. The Tall Market had indeed been attacked by adventurers. Now more than ever, Bones was convinced he needed to move the Skull Takers. He made arrangements with Pibble and Groin. Then the party decided to meet with Azrock and explain the situation. Azrock wasn't excited to hear that the Skull Takers would be leaving, especially with this news of marauding adventurers. But he wasn't about to cause a fight with his strongest ally. As always, as long as the party continued to support the Legion and uphold its laws, then Azrock would allow the party to do as they pleased. That scenario was emphasized as Azrock told the party of a potentially imminent conflict with the Xanathar. After reaffirming respect for one another, the party left Azrock, made a brief stop to check on a portal, and then headed to the river. Here they began the long task of traveling down the Sargoth, mapping out potential locations that would become issues in the journey, and noting nothing of worth until they found the Kuatoa missing from their sanctuary in the Twisted Caverns. They also stumbled upon a dead Chul they believed might have been killed by Borden Brooks. The biggest issue they found was the rapids and falls between the 4th and 5th level of the dungeon. Point of fact, the journey was so arduous that Ezrah and Bones ended up exhausted by the task. They would need to be careful or risk losing one of the Skull Takers. Continuing onwards, the party finally arrived at the Willowwood. Passage here should be fine, as long as the party was able to impress upon the Skull Takers the severity of Willow's rules. After stopping by the ghost town to check that the T-Rex skull remained, the party headed down to the 6th level. There they found the place mostly barren, with many of the bodies disposed of. Moss-covered rock near streams showed up, claimed to have been cleaning up on orders of the Darkest Rain Shadow. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.